Good afternoon, everyone. Coming on this afternoon, another day, Thursday, almost the end of the week. Yeah, I was kind of struggling with what to talk about today. Wasn't kind of sure what I wanted to talk about today. But I think I'm going to talk about. It's not what you say, but how you say it. Basically, it's going to be about tone. And I guess I bring that up because there's a lot of people on our job that don't know how to talk to people. And a lot of times, it's not necessarily what they're saying that's the problem, but it's how they say it. And they, on my job, they like to talk down to people, because they think they're, superior or something like that. When in reality, really, no one is better than anybody, really. You have, you have people that have higher, positions, but nobody is really superior to anyone. We all have a job to do, and we don't need anybody with a superiority complex, which we have a lot of. But I guess I bring that up because a lot of times people don't realize what they sound like. They don't know what they sound like, and they don't know. Well, maybe they do, but some don't know that they come off the way they do. And to be perfectly honest, they don't understand that you can cut people by the way you talk to people. You can affect people by the way you talk to them. Sorry, again, I'm in my car. And it's not something that people really take to heart. Some people do, but people don't really take it to heart. They just kind of say whatever comes on their mind, which, okay, I get it. And I'm probably just as guilty as it. I've been as guilty of it as anyone. But I try not to do it at all, if all possible. I always try to talk to people, respectfully, and and just try to convey my point without being, rude or anything like that. It can sometimes be difficult because it can be difficult because people sometimes put you in a spot, where you almost feel like you have to retaliate, and it is very difficult. But then some people know what they're doing. Some people understand that, I'm just going to talk to you any old way because I'm in a position to do so. When that's not the case. I don't care what position you're in, you always have to treat people with respect. Regardless if you are their boss or whatever, you always got to treat people with respect. And I say that because, again, respect is earned, but you always want to try to treat people with respect until they show you they don't deserve that respect. Let me put it that way. Everybody's got to earn it, but you still want to treat people right until they show you otherwise. And even then, depending on their position, you're only respecting the position that they hold and not necessarily the person, because there's a difference. So, it's just one of those things where, we just got to learn how to talk to people. And that's everybody. I don't care what position you're in. People just need to learn how to talk to people. It's been my experience, especially in my current job, that people just don't know how to talk to people. Again, because they feel they're superior because they hold this position or that position. And so they just feel they can get away with doing whatever they want. And in most cases, they do. But in reality, they shouldn't, because of the fact that, they don't, we're not beneath, we're not people that are beneath you. We work for you, but we're not beneath you in that respect. So you just got to, learn how to talk to people. And I know this may not be necessarily an interesting topic, but I just find that people don't understand how they sound. And that if they would be more mindful about how they say things and not necessarily what they say in most cases, then they would find that, one, they would be able to get people to do more for them, and people will respect them more. You can ask people to do all kinds of stuff, but if you say it nicely, then people are more inclined to do it, even if they don't agree with it. And I think, and that's key. It's key to knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to say it. And it's an art. And like I said, you just got to be mindful about how you affect people, and affecting people in a negative way is not what we should be doing. We should be trying to affect people in a positive way, even in a negative situation, if at all possible. Now, again, I'm not saying that there aren't situations where you have to defend yourself and whatnot, but you shouldn't lower yourself to try to do that if you especially if you're not being yourself, or you're trying to be out of character. You should still try to treat people and or their positions with respect, irregardless if you agree with them or not. Even the example I used several vlogs ago about that bishop who cussed me out on Twitter, I still had to respect the position he held, because I wasn't going to lower myself to his standard just so I could prove a point or make a splash. That's not the point. I have a standard. Even though he wasn't upholding the standard, I have to uphold the standard. And I can't rely on people who value their political views over God and the Bible. I can't help that. That's on them. They have to answer for that. They have to answer for those things. They have to answer for it, and and they will. You're gonna have to answer. You're gonna have to answer for how you treat people. And again, we're all guilty of not treating people always the best way. It's not something we can say we've never done. Yeah, we've treated some people, we have treated badly. Some people we have done wrong or said something we shouldn't have. We're all guilty of it. But we should make a concerted effort to try to treat people the right way. And the majority of that is how you say things. And I think if we just treat people in a way that they don't feel that they're being talked down to, or they feel they're being demeaned, then I think we'll be better off. I think in the world that we live in now, where people just say whatever they want to say, they don't care who they hurt, this is part of the problem. Because you don't know, if you treat people so badly, how that's going to affect them. Because we live in a crazy world. They may come after you. And I'm not talking about verbally. I'm talking about physically. People are crazy now. And people are so into their feelings now that, who knows what they might do. I just don't understand. I don't understand how. I just don't understand it. I even get on my spouse about it. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. And again, people who are blunt have this problem a lot. And sometimes they don't mean it to be mean. That's just who they are. But some people do, and some people don't know any other way to talk to people. And then there are others who just feel empowered to treat people however they want to be treated. No, you're not fit to do that. And so we just have to learn that treating people right and with respect is always preferable and it's always right. And I think that if you do that, you get a much more positive outcome. In fact, I know you get a more positive outcome. And again, you're not trying to make them feel good or anything like that. That's not the point of this. The point is not trying to demean somebody or disrespect somebody by how you say something. Even if you're in a capacity to order them or tell them something to do, you can still do it in a way where they, where they don't have any issues. So if you say it in the right way, they have no issues with it. They just go on and handle it. And I'm not saying that you need to, put it in such a way to where, it comes off as, you're kowtowing or anything like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you ask somebody to do something, there's a way to do it without talking down to people. There's a way you can still be the authority figure and still get people to do what you need them to do. Let's put it like that. And so in doing that, I think it's important that it's really important that we be nice to people as much as we can and as often as we can. Again, all situations are different. I reflect back to, and this is probably a bad example, but I reflect back to basic training and how the drill sergeants talk to us. But again, that's a different type of scenario. Again, they're doing what they do to break you down and build you back up. So that's done on purpose. But in the real world, outside of the military services, basic trainings, we're not trying to break people down. We're always trying to build people up, because that's not our job to break people down. It's our job to build people up so they can be better employees. It's not our job to break people down. We take people as they are, and we want them to work for us. And in so doing, we want to build people up so that they do work for us. Happy employees are productive employees. It's just that simple. And so to be happy and productive, you got to know how to talk to people. And you're not having to give up anything to treat people right. That's the misnomer. Oh, when you talk to people that way, it just feels like you're not giving up nothing. You're just treating people with respect. Okay? Just basic respect. Okay? And when I'm talking about basic respect, we're talking to grown adults. So respect them like an adult. But you have people that want to talk down to people and treat them like children. I am not your child. And the incident we had on my job, with this young lady talking down, it was like, we're children. I said, no, I got grown children that are older than you. How are you going to talk down to me? I'm grown. I'm older than you. And we had to write her up because that violates VA policy. Because that's considered bullying. And that violates VA policy. So we just got to be careful. But because she is in a position where she feels she can do it, she still does it to this day. And I don't even work for her anymore. But people let her get away with it. So, unfortunately, when people don't hold people like that accountable, they continue to do what they feel they want to do or what they can do because they're empowered to do it. And that's another problem. When you got folks that don't know how to talk to people in places where people don't care, then they feel empowered to continue to do it. So that's not, that's not going to, help be productive, be a team player, be a team period. It's not going to help build cohesion. It's not going to do any of that because you just don't know how to talk to people. And honestly, that a lot of the problems that we have are because people don't know how to talk to people, especially on the job. You get, what's the old adage? You get more out of honey than you do vinegar. I think I'm probably misquoting that, but that's the truth. And it doesn't. You don't have. It doesn't demean you, and it doesn't take anything from you. It just proves that you know how to work with people and you know how to talk with people. Because everybody is different. Everybody's personalities are different. And you just can't treat people just cookie cutter because everybody is different. Everybody has a different way of taking things and doing things. So anyways, I'm not going to harp on it. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. Because it really is pertinent. It really is pertinent to how people function, especially on the workplace. And really in any area. I know plenty of folk in the church setting that don't know how to talk to people. And yet these people seem to continue to do it because these pastors, because they feel they have power, they feel they can talk to people any old way. No, you can't do that. And you could leave a church because they ain't paying you. Now, if the church is paying you, then that's a different scenario. Not that you still have to take it, but you gotta come with a different approach when you're being paid. When you're being paid, that's different. You gotta approach things differently. But if you ain't getting paid, then you ain't got to sit there and put up with nothing. You can just leave. But when you're being paid, you got to deal with things a little bit differently. No, they still shouldn't treat you like that, but you got to deal with things differently because they're paying you. And unless you don't need the job or got another job, down the pipeline, then, you got to deal with it a little differently. But you don't have to be disrespected in any setting, and to include the church setting. And I know plenty of leaders that just talk to their people any old way, and for whatever reason, these people think they got to stay. No, you don't. You can go somewhere else, because there is somebody out there that will treat you right, that will treat you with respect, treat you like an adult. That's a concept. So, it happens everywhere, and there are always bad people everywhere. Always bad people everywhere. So, yeah, there's always bad people everywhere. Always bad people. Anyways, I'm done. I'm going to leave that alone. Just want to hop on here and say that. And that's the topic for today. And hopefully, prayerfully, I will see y'all again tomorrow afternoon. And we will talk about something else. Again, leave your comments below if you're enjoying these daily little chats. Of course, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it with your friends if you enjoy this. Visit my son's website, philmartin.org. That's PHILL Martin, MARTIN.org. The link will be in the description, as it always is. I'm trying to promote my son too. So hit him up. I'm sure you'll be pleased with what he has on there. And so until next time, God bless you.